Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is our year to shine and it is September 1st, 2021. I can't believe we've made it all the way to September, and I can't believe that the summer, well, I mean, I know it's not officially fall yet, but I can't believe how quickly June, July, and August went by. I hope that you had some fun during those times, and I think, as we're talking about September today, I think we do tend to think of September as a fall prelude and the beginning of fall. So kind of like switching gears here and thinking about new things to do in a new season. So what do you think of when you think of September? You probably think of apples and pumpkins and mums and things like that around. So I was looking back at some of our past year things from Sarah Ban Breathnach's book, Simple Abundance. And I also think of this time of year like she does. It's like my preparation time, and she talked to us last year about how in some traditions, like the Jewish tradition specifically, their new year is during September. And so she encouraged us last year when we were reading to go through like a time of reflection and thinking about like making this more of like a renewal time of year. And I like that because I do feel like more than any other season change that there's something different about the season change to fall, because I start to think about the holidays coming up. I think about the winter months coming. So in my mind, it is more of like a preparatory sort of period as well. So of course, I think of apples and everything as well, like I said. So I did look up some things that you might consider doing for September. And these are all fun things. They're not necessarily like a self-reflection sort of experience, but they could make your month shine. So how about going on a hayride? That's definitely this time of year sort of thing, right? And there's hot air balloon festivals around. Specifically, there's some in my area, but I think the fall is typically a time known for that. And Labor Day is coming up in just a few days, actually. And Sarah also encouraged us always to have a sort of Labor Day, like savor that last day of summer, like, because that is sort of like the turning of the wheel, even though it's not officially the equinox until later in the month. But stay out all day, have that cookout. Think about what you did over the summer. Think about the things that you want to do next year that maybe you didn't get a chance to do, and write those down and save them in your calendar for when you switch over to the next year. The back to school time, you might miss those things. Remember going shopping for new things, like a new lunchbox or bag for school or clothes. So you could still go to not only like a office supply sort of thing and store and get some things for your desk, but you could also go and do some shopping, like for some new clothes and some things like that. Because on my list here too, this is the time when you start to think about maybe bringing out the sweaters again and changing over your closet a bit to be more cool weather focused. So maybe it's time to revamp some of your clothing too. It's a big football time, maybe going to a football game. There's something about that like crisp air and seeing and hearing the crowd at a football game. I don't know, something about it. And it's of course like a time of year with farm festivals and apple festivals and lots of like the state fairs sometimes are in September. And you can go apple picking. If you didn't go to the farmer's market, or even if you did, if you go to the farmer's market in September, it's a great time. That's when the harvest is happening, right? You could still do some camping. And I like this one, create a fall reading list. It's like, as we get into the time of year when it's not beautiful out every day and you might be wanting to be inside and be cozy, then maybe put together some books that you've been interested in checking out. You could do that with movies too, if that's more your thing. There's a lot of donation opportunities in the fall. It seems like every cause has some kind of a walk or a run or something going on. So that's something to consider. Jams and preserves, like even if you don't make them yourself, you can pick them up. Like there's so many great fall foods and treats. You can plan a Halloween costume if you're gonna maybe dress up a little bit. That would give you some time to do that. There's every kind of apple creation, like apple pies. What about candy apples or apple crisp with ice cream underneath it, right? And then also pumpkins too. Like if you're big on the like the lattes or the creamers, pumpkin spice, even just having scents around that smell like the fall is nice too. You could put a pot with some hot apple cider in it and simmer cinnamon sticks and things like that to get the house smelling really good. Oh, stuffed baked apples too, those would be good. And then not only with the fashion that I talked about revamping, maybe trying some different makeup looks, or if you color your hair, I suppose you could like try a different shade as well. Just looking around for fairs. You know, just like in spring when there's spring cleaning, you could do some fall cleaning as well. And the equinox is coming. It's usually September 21st to the 23rd, sometime in there. I didn't look up the actual date for this year. But with that, you know that there's other things coming up, like Thanksgiving won't be far behind. I mentioned Halloween, and there's, you know, it's like the time of year where you could also be doing a new display on the table or the mantle. Like I like to redo my mantle. You could bring out new things like new placemats or like just things that have more of like a fall feel to them, because maybe the summer is like bright colors and pinks and purples, and then the fall is more like reds and oranges, and you can still have purple, I suppose, in the fall. And oh, you could also make your own applesauce too with the apples. And this is a great time to either drive or also be out and hiking, biking, whatever you can do to go see as the colors are changing later in the month. And I mentioned the hot apple cider. That's really fun to drink. You could still do a picnic too. Like September is such a beautiful month. It really does extend the summer and usually in the weather. And then along those lines, also the drive-in is probably still open, so you could cozy up in the car for that. And there's usually a harvest moon of some kind. So going out for a walk under the moon, I remember that was from Simple Abundance too. Wasn't it the Huntress moon? I think it was the Huntress moon in September. I didn't look that up, but Sarah would encourage us to go out for a moonlit walk. I didn't grab I don't have them nearby. I didn't grab the special holidays for September, but there are a lot usually of those special silly and delicious sort of fun holidays that you can sprinkle in. And I hope you got a lot of ideas from that list that I just gave you as well. So now on to my September something to look forward to envelope. Let's see what this is. The person that sent me this said that he bent the rules a little bit, so I don't know what to expect. Greetings. My brain isn't what it used to be, so here's my best shot. Take I-90 west to exit 41 and head south to US 20 east, which is interesting because that was also, oh wait, no, to 20. Oh, 20 east though, because I wonder if he means 20 west though. I'll have to look it up. But I also was on 20 for my August envelope too. Okay, follow 20, or maybe it's 203. I'm having trouble reading the writing. Follow 20E was what it looks like to Seneca Falls. In Seneca Falls, see Von Cliff Lake, the Women's Rights National Historical Park, National Women's Hall of Fame, both good for showing empowered women. Yes, I have been to Seneca Falls before, but not for maybe 10 years. When I lived in Ithaca, it wasn't that far from there. And I have gone to the Women's Hall of Fame, and that was neat. Continue on to Montezuma Winery and Hidden Marsh Distillery. Stay at a nearby B&B. Cool. And take an easy drive back the next day. Hope this works for you. Well, that sounds, you know what? This person does not know what time of year that I'm opening this, and that sounds like the perfect thing to do in the fall, because the upstate Finger Lakes area is so nice in the fall. So I'll probably try to do that later in the month so that I can take in the extra beautiful leaves. And I won't be too far from Ithaca. I usually like to go visit Ithaca in the fall because that's such a pretty area during that time, and they have a big apple festival and stuff too. So that's definitely something to look forward to. What are you looking forward to in September? I hope you'll let me know. And I will be back with you also for our next extreme self-care challenge, and then talking about what we're going to do from here on the channel with a new book. So I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the new subscribers too. We're over 110 now, which is exciting to see. And it's funny because I'm actually filming so much less than last year. But thanks for being here to everybody, whether you've been here since the beginning or whether you're brand new. Love to you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.